It's deeply personal for me. As a Mexican immigrant woman myself, I am not a stranger to what it feels to walk into a space where you're not welcome or perceived as other or perceived that you don't belong just by the way you sound or the way you look. And I know that GirlForward creates the spaces where the girls can show fully as who they are. I am very grateful to have encountered people who have treated me with kindness, who have been curious, who have been like welcoming and kind and supportive. And now I think it's my turn to pay that back
Fantastic.
to the new generation.
Wow. I really hear you on the challenges in the way that people perceive the immigrant community and otherwise.
Yeah, truly, it's all about being connected. What would change the world?
There you go. So I want to welcome Johanna Hosking-Pulido to the Six Pack. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
How you doing today?
Really good.
Great. Okay. Well, as you know, I'm going to ask you 6 questions. And the first one is just tell us about your organization and the mission and how you bring that mission to life.
So it all started with one girl named Domi. Her family fled from Burundi before she was born. She was born in Democratic Republic of Congo, and then she fled again to Tanzania this time. By the age of 16, she arrived in Chicago, ready to learn. She was placed into this high school, but she was facing a lot of challenges, like a new culture, a new language, a new system that was not quite designed for her. So Domi knew exactly what she needed to be successful. So her with her mentor, Blair, our founder, they start piecing together what will become GirlForward. And GirlForward exists today to just serve girls like Domi who have fled because of conflict and persecution in their home country. And we support them with academic support, mentoring programs, and safe spaces. So we are a 501c3, and we started in Chicago in 2011 and then expanded to Austin in 2015. And we have 3 core programs: mentoring, which matches girls to one-on-one women in their community.
Great.
And they follow a 4W curriculum, which is wellness, wallet, wisdom, and world.
I like
Uh,
that. I like
and
that. That's
now,
good.
yeah, and the other 2 programs are tutoring after school. We have on-site in Chicago and remote in Austin and Chicago spaces. We have a 4-week summer program where the girls increase their English literacy skills. They read books, they do field trips, they explore their cities. And the final program that we have is called Safe Spaces, where our girls get together and find resources that they need. In Chicago, we have a drop-in center, so there's also a free store where girls can just get school supplies and clothing and period products.
Wow. Fantastic.
Yes.
What would you say is the most challenging and what is the most rewarding part of the work that you do?
I think they are both intertwined, right? Like
Interesting.
for me, on one end, there's this global displacement, right? There's this anti-immigrant, hateful rhetoric. There is harmful stereotypes of refugees that affect our girls daily. Uh, and there's also funding cuts, right, that take away critical resources. So I think those are constantly the challenges that we see. But on the other end, there's these beautiful girls who are resilient, who are determined to whatever happened to them is not going to define them. And they're making dreams of their own, making choices, overcoming, becoming. And it's very inspiring to see them achieve those goals and walk with them that path.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, a lot of challenges. Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about you. How did you come with what was your path to doing this kind of work? What inspired you to try to make this kind of change and to help these girls out?
It's deeply personal for me. As a Mexican immigrant woman myself, I am not a stranger to what it feels to walk into a space where you're not welcome or perceived as other or perceived that you don't belong just by the way you sound or the way you look. Um, and I just feel like that is something is broken inside you, like you're showing pieces of who you are, but not your whole self. And I know that GirlForward creates the spaces where the girls can show fully as who they are, um, and they can feel safe. And I want that for them. At the same time, I want that for my daughters. I have two daughters.
Oh, wow, good
So
for you.
I want for them to just, and I'm raising them in East Austin, and I want for them to don't have to choose one culture over the other, one language over the other, but fully embrace this whole person that they are and they are becoming. And I'll say that in my journey, I am very grateful to have encountered people who have treated me with kindness, who have been curious, who have been like welcoming and kind and supportive. And now I think it's my turn to pay that back
Fantastic.
to the new generation.
Wow. Well, if I really hear you on the challenges in the way that people perceive the immigrant community and otherwise. So, what would you, if you had to pick one thing that you would want people to know about the organization, what would that one thing be?
I think it's important that people know that the refugee and the immigrant youth are um, are not takers,
Hmm.
right? They're not taking anything from the society, right? And on the other end, they're just these givers of beautiful things, right? Their strength, their joy, their food, their culture, their beauty is really enriching the American society. Is really making it more beautiful and more strong in so many ways. I see the girls in the youth advisory board, right? Because they meet with me 6 times every year. They have a project that they give back, right? So they're not empty vessels, right? They're receiving this service from GirlForward because it's kind of helping them remove the obstacles, but they have within them this beautiful thing to give back to their community. And they are already giving back at age 14, at age 17. They are already thinking on ways to be contributors to their society and their communities. And so when you educate one woman and you give one girl the opportunity to dream big, there's ripple effects in their life, in the life of their community, and in the life of the world
Fantastic.
itself. Yes.
And speaking of the girls, you mentioned the girl who was kind of at the beginning of the organization. Do you have any other stories of direct impact of anecdotal things about that have changed people's lives in that way?
There are so many
I'm sure
stories.
there are. Yeah.
We serve 200 girls every year. So Domi now she ended up being the first girl of her family to finish high school. She went to college. And now she's actually living in Texas with her two young children. And have a story of, I mean, I'm just gonna tell two stories. I'll try to be brief.
Okay, you're
But
fine.
one of them is Esther. Esther came alone from Rwanda at age 14. She came to live with her aunt, and she joined our program through the summer camp to prepare her to enter high school. She immediately was camper of the year because that's who she is. Camper of the year. She was matched with a mentor and continue in her mentorship space for the remaining of her high school years. She graduated from high school. She came and worked part-time with GirlForward for a couple of years. And this fall, she went to Kentucky to college. So her former mentor flew from DC to Austin to drive with her across state lines to get her set up in her room, you know. And she just launched her first podcast. So, I mean, she's on the rise. She's taking on new challenges. Esther is like all in. And the other story is Ragad. Ragad came from Syria at age 15 and she didn't know English, and she was the oldest in her family. So through Camp GirlForward, she learned a lot of English skills. Quick learner, very smart, brilliant girl. She went on and have her matched too with a mentor who stayed with her and helped her and support her, encourage her. She's now in college, but she's not just only in college. She has her younger sister joined her in college too, right? So she's like inspiring younger generations already.
Oh, that's great.
And she is volunteering, she's working, she is in this student-led organization where she's now recruiting and fundraising money to do microloans to support students so that they don't drop out of college. So I don't know, maybe a future ED of GirlForward there.
Oh, yeah, sure, why not? Yeah.
Amazing girls, amazing girls.
Oh, that's so great. Okay, well, how can people who are listening to this help? Where can they find out more, or how can they be helpful in terms of the work that you do?
We can only do this work because we have our GirlForward friends and our supporters. So one way is volunteering. We always need mentors, tutors, people who help us
And that's in Chicago and Austin.
in Chicago and in Austin, in both places. We are always like seeking more people who can just spread out our mission and our beautiful message out. We raise our funds every year, every dollar. So if they can donate and become monthly donors, that's just a great support for us. And I wouldn't be a true educator if I don't recommend people to read a couple of books that our girls are reading. So they love Pashmina and they love Anya's Ghost. And Huda F. Cares from Huda family. So there's stories that reflect the girls. So sometimes if you want to start to become this radical hospitable community, that's a place to start.
Wow,
Read
interesting.
other
Okay.
stories and just reach out to find other community and be welcoming, making places of belonging.
Is there a website?
Yes, girlforward.org and Instagram
Girlforward.org, folks.
is
You heard it here.
girlforwardgram.
Girlforwardgram is the Instagram?
Is the Instagram.
Okay,
Yes,
great.
yes.
Thank you, Johanna.
Yes, thank you so much.
It's such a pleasure talking to you, and keep up the great work. It sounds amazing.
No, thank you so much for the opportunity. And yeah, truly it's all about being connected, what would change the world.
There you go.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thanks.